So I like thrifting around for vintage electronics, visiting flea markets. Most times I end up getting garbage. This time I encountered something very unusual. The Dagatron 8566. From what it looks like, it's a high precision multimeter that does not exist. The packaging is late 80s to early 90s. We have a legitimate CE symbol that is post 1993. The box doesn't have any barcode, and along with the cardboard quality makes me think that it's a not so consumer oriented instrument from around, let's say, 96 or even maybe why not 97. Before barcode became a standardized thing that everything in the European market by the year 2000 had. The weird thing about this multimeter is that it's made from a company called the Dagatronics Corporation, founded back in 1994. I've never heard of them. They appear to be specializing in laboratory equipment and stains. I could not find any info of them making multimeters, and especially this, although I found a name reference and multimeter called the 8566, but that appears to be a completely different one, and still no official info that they actually made such instruments. So this is like it doesn't exist, or it was one of the early attempts to the company making an entry to the market and they probably wanted us to forget about. So this costed me like $5. I did not even negotiate because it's loaded with lots of features, like never-ending features. If this was affordable back then, it will be life-changing for the average hobbyist who didn't want to get multiple instruments or spend big bucks. Most affordable option before 30 years ago was probably something like a Chinese analog mirror with limited functionality like the one I've had. As to the actual thing, I've got two high quality leads with that, and my main interest was the frequency counter and also the AC current function that is extraordinary to have packed into the same multimeter. Most entry-level and mid-range devices have the usual 10 amps DC current measurement function and don't even have all these functions together. If they have one, they might be missing the other. It could be an accuracy issue, so they have less things for more accuracy. And even spending $300, it's a little hard to get an all-in-one multimeter that you can simply drop in your bag and go do a dozen things with it. The capacitance function is also nice to have, but otherwise useless. I could measure a couple smaller capacitors on a PCB every decade, but I'm usually having to do with power supply capacitors, etc. So yeah, that's a very small and limited range for me. If anyone has any idea on how to identify this properly or even tag the company who made this, drop a comment in the comment section. Going to the functions, here we have the frequency counter, and here we also see that things start getting a little sketchy, because apparently it shows that 250 volts are coming out of my outlet, and this is surely not the case. I do not have an instrument good enough to set a reference point to set the base on what this should read, but this is clearly wrong. Here I have my all-around multimeter. It surely has seen better days, but then again we can see that the measurement is closer to what I consider be true. Another thing is that if I measure the resistance of the leads, let's call that being 0.2 ohms. Going back to this, we can see nothing. And another thing that I didn't like is that I don't get any beeps on the diode function, but then again I can get beeps on the resistance measurement function by enabling the sound. So I took this apart and it reveals us high quality components, and also that it's a Mayung rebrand. 1992? 18th of July of 1992. So yeah, that was older than I expected, and certainly older than the Dagatron. And also leaves me with the impression that I can calibrate it. And for reference, that is the actual multimeter. Anyways, for something that is so old and in such great condition, something packed with so many features, fully automatic and manual scale, NPN and PNP testing, frequency counter, auto function and all this, for $5 that is not bad at all, especially if I can calibrate it. Thanks for watching, don't forget to write your comments below and subscribe.